Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Minus 4.9 this morning. Not bad for this time of year. And we haven't had any fresh snow. That might not be a good thing. We've got to think of the farmers. Yeah, we want the crops to grow good this coming summer, so got to have moisture. It's the way it goes. Okay, I think that yesterday when I soldered up these LEDs, I soldered the wires too close to the base of the LED, and then when I bent the leads over, it made them a little bit higher. So if I had bent the leads over first, or else soldered the wires back a little bit further on the leads, then I probably would have had better luck trying to get the part here to fit close to the surfaces to fit closer together. In other words, there wasn't something holding it up. I'm having a hard time saying what I want to say here. Maybe what we should do is recompose and take the weight off of in other words, our mother of all holder downers here. I'm hoping it wasn't too heavy and that the plastic is slightly bent out of shape and glued that way, and now things aren't going to match up, but I think I got it pretty much right. Let's recompose and take the weight off and take a look and see what we got. Oh, but first, I don't know if we're going to have a Missy the dog today. Max phoned me yesterday afternoon, and he was mentioning he wasn't feeling good and he didn't want to come over. So if he's not out, and I don't think he was out last night with Missy, so he might not be coming by this morning. We'll see what happens, but we're ready. I'm hoping he didn't get what I had. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, now let's recompose. Now, when I was setting this up here yesterday, I had everything adjusted in such a way that the pressure was coming down right here. In other words, in a straight line with the center of this thing, so that it wouldn't have a tendency to glue more on one side than the other. And hopefully everything's going to be okay here. Now this weight is really heavy. It weighs about 4 to 5 pounds. I did weigh it once and I forgot. Okay, now I'm pretty sure that everything's okay there. All right, we got to get some, I think I'm probably going to use blue tack and just sort of plug that crack up. It won't matter too much if light emits out the back here like this because we won't see that. In fact, it might actually be have a bit of a benefit. Yeah, we'll think of something. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Putting the blue tack in there is going to be too difficult to do on camera, so I'm going to just do it and then we'll look at it afterwards. Okay. I don't know how much time has passed here, but I'm guessing about an hour, maybe more. I did get the blue tack puttied in, and I just temporarily assembled everything. I thought what we could do is I'll hook up the battery again, and we'll lower the camera down and look in at an angle and see, are we going to be able to see the LEDs from the top, and I don't think we will. Yeah. You know what? I think I've got a. Oh no, I was going to say I think I had to paint that deck, but I did paint it. It's the 19. It looks like the same color as the plastic, doesn't it? Okay, let's get our camera lowered down here, and we'll kind of look in the edge. Okay, I'm using our helping hands here as a conductor. Yeah, I didn't feel like digging out another little cable. And anyway, we're going to fasten it in the on position. Okay. And I am using the resistor, as you can see, so it's not quite as bright as I could get it, but it's about as bright as it's going to be in reality, except for the fact that we have a lot of floodlights, aiming down in here. And another thing, it's kind of hard to see the where I put the blue tack, but it's right underneath where my finger is here, and right here. I'll zoom in a little bit. It might kind of help. Can you see it there? It's sort of, well, it's kind of hard to see, and I guess that's a good thing, isn't it? Okay, let me turn the lights out and see if we can see any light emitting off the top of the LEDs where we don't want it to be. So just bear with me here. Okay, you can see the ISO has really cranked up here. We've got 25,000 ISO right now, but that's okay. That doesn't really matter. I am not seeing any light coming off the top of that part. Okay. The way we're looking at it now is probably the way we're going to be seeing it via the mirror that's going to be in the back of the case. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. Step 56. Now, this part right here is this one right here. It's already made. Just noticing I've got to scrape the seam here before we paint it. But that's all there is. We just have to paint it. So we are actually done step 56. 57. Now in 57 we've already completed quite a bit of it. This is made and painted. This is made. It's this longer one. Our ladder is painted, and speaking of the ladder, where is it? Okay, I agree with military modeler Paul in that this, to me, a silver paint is very, well, he used the word the pigment was too big. I just call it plain lumpy. At a distance it looks okay, but if you look at this up close it does not look good. Now fortunately it's going to be going down on the inside of the part we just looked at a few moments ago, and we're not going to really notice that. But yeah, I'm going to have to find a different type of paint if I want something to look silver. In the Tamiya brand, I don't want to be getting any other kind of paint, even though it might be better. I know that sounds really stubborn, doesn't it? Okay, so this is made and it's already glued in. I did re-glue this in, by the way. I guess you figured that out. So what do we got going on here? Well, I guess there's this thing that looks like a horseshoe. It looks exactly like a horseshoe. Yeah. We got to get those pieces. I think we do have them, don't we? And yeah, sure we do. We got them right here. We just got to do something with it. Oh yeah, we got to put little railings on it. Okay, well I guess we could do that. and these pieces here, these air vents, they have to be mounted on this other part, which is right here. Okay, yeah, that should go fairly easy. Well, that means it's going to be hard, right? Okay, I guess I can take this off now. I don't think I'm going to touch the end of this ladder up with silver, because we're probably going to be gluing it down into something anyway. So, okay, well let's move on here. What I have done though is I have dipped the rest of the LEDs into the red paint now, or red clear, 3 times. I don't know if I want to do it a 4th or not. Probably, because I think I'm going to give it one more time, and then we'll let them dry and test them out. They might be dry yet to test out, dry enough to test out yet today. We'll see what happens. Somebody was suggesting, why don't you just go on Amazon and buy the real thing already? Well, there's 3 reasons. First of all, I like the size of these. These are 3mm, and to find 3mm red without having to buy a whole bunch of other colors, like an assortment, and you end up with 100 bulbs, and 80 of them you can't use because you wanted the 20 red ones. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, the third reason is I have had the fun of doing this. Even though it's not perfect, I've had the fun of doing it. And that's what this is all about. It's, yeah. Okay, let's continue on here. Okay, these pieces should be maybe painted separately. I do want them to stand out a bit. The railing, I'm not sure if I want it to stand out or not. I should find out where it goes here. Or how it goes. Oh, yeah, you can sort of see it right there. Oh, yeah, I can see how that goes now. It goes in, sure. Do I want it the same color as the, I would imagine it should be. In other words, whatever the side of this thing is going to be, it's not going to be the 19. It's something else. I forget. Okay, let's carry on here. Okay, I never noticed this until I was just trying to see how this thing goes. This ladder, you might say the bottom rung, or actually this is the top rung because this part is upside down, is different from the other. So it has to go like this according to the manual. And it is almost impossible to see. In fact, you can't see it at all, and I can barely see it looking straight down. But there's a couple of little notches where this is supposed to go, just inside, I believe, like that. I'm pretty sure that's the way it's supposed to go. Just let me check the manual. Yeah, I may have to do this differently. I may have to rig up the helping hands and put this in and glue it from the side here. Let's see, how would that work? I'm doing this all for the first time, so yeah, just hold it with the helping hands for a few minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna recompose here. Okay, I've got myself a jig set up here. I got my ladder lined up. It should be more or less perpendicular, but I was noticing that it comes out a little bit proud of this edge here, and this part here, I do believe, has to go down right on the deck like that. And so I got the hull out here, or yeah, I guess you'd call it the hull. And I was looking to see if possibly there was 2 little holes that the ladder is supposed to go in, but I'm not seeing anything here. So that means that I'm going to want to be, let me just recompose here a little bit. Okay, now this is going to be really difficult to see. I'm going to try and shove the ladder down so that the end that I'm touching now looks like it's going to clear the top of that part. Now I suppose what I could do is nip the ladder off later, but I'd sooner have it too loose in there than too tight, because we're not going to see this anyway. Or well, yeah, we might see that part. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just come in from the end here, and we'll put some glue in there. Just let everything sort of meld together. But I think we got our angles basically right. Yeah, it looks good to me anyway. Okay, let me recompose here. I'm going to have to turn it out of your field of view a little bit here so I can see it. Okay. Yeah, you can see all the pigment on that paint. That's not going to be a very good bond, is it? That I got to be really careful not to hook that ladder after everything dries there. Okay, I put this together temporarily. I just wanted to see how it's all going to go. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these railings in place and highlight them later afterwards, after this whole side is sprayed. I think that in all likelihood I'm going to be leaving this side clear. I know I could probably mask part of it off, but we're going to have a hard enough time seeing the detail through this plastic. And if there's only a small little opening to look through, it's going to be even worse. Now, about 5 minutes ago, I heard Max's door bang, and I looked in the monitor, and I saw Max strutting down the street, and he was stepping out pretty good. So I think there's a good chance we're going to have a Missy the dog. In the meantime, well, I better get myself ready here, because he's probably going to be coming back, I'm guessing, any minute, so we want to be ready. Hello, Missy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You gonna come and have some treats, or are you gonna scratch? I'm gonna rename you to Itchy. Hello, Max. Was that you I saw on the bridge?
Must have been.
Ah, I saw somebody on the bridge momentarily just leaving, and I thought, gee, I wonder, was that Max?
Oh, I feel great today.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Nothing hurts, lots of oxygen. We sailed over the bridge and turned right and went down to the triangle, you know, on the landing of the hill. And, that's further than I've walked in over 3 years.
Well, that's great, because I was telling the viewers that you weren't feeling well and there might not be a Missy the dog show today. So
yesterday, my stomach was bothering me and I felt very weak.
Well, you might have had a touch of what I had. Who knows?
I had exactly what you had.
Okay.
There's no doubt in my mind, and Missy had the same thing. Good old Christmas children's concert. And it kind of, you know, it has a 3-day period to develop the virus, and then 3 days of being contagious. And so you got it, and Missy got it, because stomach virus called a norovirus, N-A-R-O, it can be transmitted from a human to a dog, and from a dog back.
Interesting.
I was a little bit nervous about coming today. I was afraid that I might reinfect you, but I don't seem to have any symptoms, and although her stomach isn't quite right, she's pretty good.
Well, it is what it is. If I get it, I get it. But I'm pretty sure I'll be okay. I'll let you know tomorrow.
If I die, I die. She was pulling like a sled dog, and I was keeping up.
Well, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. And thank you for coming, Missy. Thank you for coming.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good.
Back to normal?
More or less, yeah. Okay.
I don't know if this will stay, but I certainly feel normal right now.
Well, I hope so.
I hope so too. See you later.
See you later. Looks like we're getting some snow.
Yeah, a few flakes. Just a few.
Bye, Missy.
Thanks, Uncle Ron.
Well, that's good news. Max is back to normal. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Alrighty, now back to this. Now, what I was thinking here is, if we're going to be leaving this side clear so that it can be seen via the mirror, I think I can slip this all together. Like this spreads apart, kind of like almost like a wishbone. So I think what I'll do is we will glue this piece onto here, but not onto here. And then this clear piece will maybe slip on this module afterwards. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. It may not work for some reason. I don't know. We've got, you know, more stuff to put on here. Now this part over here, the E24, where does that go? Well, maybe it goes on the top here somehow. Well, I guess we'll find out. Maybe I should page ahead here before I, you know, paint myself into a corner. Anyway, I think we're probably safe to put these little railings in place. At least that's the plan right now. Just have to be careful not to break them off. And then, like I say, I can just highlight the tops of them with different shade of gray, I guess. I should check and see what color are we going to be painting this side here. It's not the 19 anyway. I know that. Probably going on half an hour ago now. I painted a couple of swatches here. This is a swatch of the 19 from, well, probably, this goes back to the Bismarck build. And I remember the 19 being slightly lighter than this, but maybe not. But what we've got going on here is the XF14 from the Tamiya and the 338 from the Mr. Color. And I like the way the Tamiya paints. Now, I used a brush, by the way. I find that this Mr. Hobby paint has a tendency to bubble. And I don't know, it's because maybe I overmix it. It has sort of a frothing, maybe there's soap in it or something, I don't know. Anyway, the the Tamiya paints much easier, much smoother, leaves a nicer finish. However, it calls for the 338, which we have used a lot in this build. That's this one right here. Or you can use the XF14. And you can see they're not the same at all. But I think I'm going to go ahead and use the 14. And I've got, I think, 3 or 4 new jars of it. It's not gray. It's sort of a green gray, isn't it? When you see it compared to the other grays, got a tinge of green to it. Almost all like it's not olive drab, but it's almost like olive drab with white in it. Anyway, at least that's the plan right now. I just wanted to see how, what this actually looked like. I've never used the 14 before. It's the first time I opened the jar. Okay, let's check out our red LEDs and see what they look like. Okay, I don't think I need to put the macro lens on. Once again, we've only got the lower voltage going through there, about 2.5 volts. We're using the resistor. And yeah, painting it seemed to work pretty good. At least that's my opinion. It must be about 3 or 4 hours ago now that we glued this ladder in place. And I'm going to remove the helping hands here now. Right now the alligator clip is just supporting the weight of the ladder. It's not fastened onto it at all. So I'm just going to carefully remove it here. Okay. Yeah, now we are going to have to be really careful that we don't stick our big fingers in that hole and break it loose. All right, you get the idea. That seems to line up pretty good. I'm wondering if I should just leave it in place like that, and I'm thinking, well, how am I going to glue this down? I probably use the extra thin for the melding. I don't think I can get all 5 of those little pegs to fit in the 5 holes at the same time. It's pretty close there right now. I think we'll be doing that tomorrow, though. What do we got here? 2:22. Yeah, I'm gonna call it quits for today, folks. So thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.